This next place is really worth visiting. We go there once a month and it's kind of our home from home. It's Coronado. Okay, so you've arrived in this beautiful Panama City and really it is lovely. Beautiful sights from the air. You've arrived at this airport, Tocumen International Airport, and then you've probably ended up or wound your way to the Amador Causeway or somewhere in the city. But anyway, this is an overview of what it looks like. The country is divided in two, north to south. By this bridge and by the canal, obviously, and there's really the Panama City's on the south side. This is not a cruise terminal. These ships can't dock there. They can only dock in Colon, which is not really a very nice city, but maybe they'll fix that. This is coming, and that very soon, and that's going to be beautiful. For Panama City, it's going to mean so much. Cruise ships will be able to dock here. Anyway, for now, we're going to leave the Amador Causeway and go to Coronado, one of our favorite spots. So here we are journeying across that bridge. It's really easy to get to from if you stay at the Radisson on the Amador Causeway or anywhere on the Amador Causeway. And by the way, I did mention before, but there's the new bridge that's starting construction this year, and man, that's going to make things easy. We want to end up here in Coronado on the beach this afternoon, and we want to be enjoying ourselves there and drinking a few Panama beers. Here's a few samples of them, about 50 cents each in a grocery store. Roughly speaking, about $2.50 at a restaurant. They're local beers. We want to search for the elusive Panama snowman. So this journey is going to bring us to do that. And here we are, road trip, and we're traveling. We're taking the byways, which I discussed in the last video on Campana. This is actually towards Peruco, so to rejoin the highway to head to Coronado. And so here we are in our 50-year-old Mercedes, classic, restored, 300 diesel, goes like a kit, and is a lovely cruising car. And as you can see, it's just a lovely climate, a beautiful scenery, and the roads aren't too busy. It's just nice all around to go on a road trip like this. Jen doesn't think that's much better than this. She says this is the only older car that she's seen lately, and maybe a little slower. Well, we want to go and show you some of these breakfasts someday. But for now, we just want to enjoy summer and winter in Panama, which, as you can see, really, there's no difference. By the way, Rio Hato Airport has begun to accept charters from Canada, and it's a lot closer to this beautiful place, Coronado, which is where we're headed now. And we'll soon be there. As you can see, it's beach is waiting, it's calling us. Anyway, USA expats have flocked to Panama. They've turned away from Costa Rica. They still go to Mexico a little bit. Anyway, we came via Campana. And in the heights of Campana, you can actually see in the distance a long peninsula jutting out in front of those islands. There is actually a series of beaches that is closer, seemingly along the coastline, the Pacific coastline in Coronado, but not really. It takes you substantially longer to get here by road, and the reason for that being, and you'll see in a moment, is that actually you've got to double back and go all along this peninsula, and as you can see, the road to Coronado is a lot shorter, so that's where we're headed, and here we are. And well, if you look in the water over there, I think you'll see what I think is a mermaid. Now this is during the week. And as you can see, this mermaid, beautiful mermaid, has this place all to herself. This beautiful, huge bay. She's the only one swimming in it. Well, I'll soon be joining her, but for now, I'm using my drone to get some pictures. And now, she's enjoying herself, but she's not in any distress. She's just saying, buzz off and come and join me sometime. So don't send help. She's fine. She's just a little annoyed with my drone. But anyway, I want to show you something with the drones. See, this is where some of the poorest permanent residents in Panama live and enjoy their lives with their family. And that's not the beer talking. I mean this. This is where permanently some of the poorer people in Panama live and enjoy an incredible lifestyle. Well, the reason is simple. Some of the richest people in Panama own these homes. And they're so busy working in the city, making money to pay for these homes, well, they're probably all paid for already anyway, but for the upkeep of these homes, that they hardly ever come to visit. The traffic's got something to do with that on weekends, it's terrible. But as it turns out though, They don't come that often. We probably see the owners of these places 3 or 4 times a year, on weekends mostly. They all flock here on a Saturday. The roads are terrible on a Saturday. Coming to Coronado, don't do it. Saturday afternoon and evening especially. And then going back on a Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening to the city, horrible. Just avoid the road those times. Come during the week, or very early on a Saturday, or very early on a Monday. Anyway, sometime during the week. These beautiful homes would really cost tens of millions of dollars in California, maybe a lot more than that, but really probably are only valued at $5, $6, $7 million US, which will buy you a bungalow in Hollywood Hills. And there's lots of them. I mean, there's tens of thousands of these beautiful homes all along the Pacific coast, and that's been made possible by the bridges they've put across the canal, because when the Americans built the canal, they didn't really think of joining the two Panamas, southern and northern, together. So all the population centers were on the south, the cities, and in the north, the interior, these places were left undeveloped. And so in 1962, they built the bridge, the first bridge of the Americas, and at least people could cross over and more easily get to these kinds of places. And then development started, and they started buying up these places and building and developing them. Coronado was actually built and developed by a very famous family in Panama, a rich family too, called the Eisenman family. We know some of them fairly well. And basically they used to own the Prensa, the national newspaper, and a variety of other things. But anyway, the patriarch, Mr. Eisenman, was from Germany as well, and he married a local Panamanian woman, and so they converted to Roman Catholicism. And basically they speak Spanish and live here today, but also English. They're very well educated, and that usually is true of most of the Panamanian, the richer Panamanians. They generally go to university in the United States, and you'll see on the back of their cars they will put their stickers from their alma mater, like University of Florida or Texas A&M or wherever. Anyway, being a coastal place, you do have to watch out for these things called riptides. I've never seen one yet. I've heard they have occasionally occurred in Coronado, which is close by. Just swim parallel to the shore if you're ever caught in one. You'll never have to worry about hurricanes. Those are all the hurricanes in history. None have ever hit Panama. But this guy Murphy, he was born in 1918 in Panama, so who knows? Anyway, this is me, the fellow telling you these stories, and my beautiful wife that I met. And this is where we found our pot of gold, and we come here very often, as you've heard. And Coronado is well worth visiting. So from Nicholas and Lizzie, or Ian and Jen, come to Panama. It's yours to discover. It's just a beautiful place all around. And it's attracting not only visitors, but permanent residents in great numbers. And there's a large community here in Coronado of expats, because it has a lot of facilities, and that's of course just one of the things that attracts people, but its beauty is obvious too. And as you can see, well, what's not to like?